Merry Christmas, sim racers one and all. It is Christmas Eve here, and the devs over at Reiza Studios have decided to drop one final update before the new year, and it is out, and it is a doozy. It dropped literally a couple hours ago, so we thought there's a lot of stuff to get through here. We're just going to dive straight in. We're going to work through it. Let's get excited. It's really, there's some cool stuff here. Hold on to your hats. So there you go. Greetings, everyone. Right, it's time for the final catch-up. As hinted in the November development update, I went through that in one of my previous videos. They weren't quite done with the year yet with version 1.5.3. Rather, that was to be the platform for AMS's 2023 grand finale, which is this. Okay, so let's just, you can read the bits and bobs later, but we're just going to go through the highlights. Le Mans, it's coming. Circuit 24 Du Mans, an endurance pack part 1 is incoming. This looks fantastic. I love Le Mans. It's going to be great to do this, particularly online. It's going to be great for my community also. If you want to join the community, please head on to Discord. There'll be a link in the description. He says, at this time last year, we were on the verge of the Brazilian Racing League Legends DLC, along with the first historical track pack. Just been playing some of that. It's very good. Both were meant to set the theme for a 2023 filled with historical open wheelers and historic tracks. And what a year it has been proven for the fans of those. It says the book isn't closed, but with the final update of 2023, we are setting off in a different direction, which we push to make AMS2 as compelling for endurance racing fans as it already is for fans of modern and historic Formula cars, and as strong for multiplayer racing as it has become in single player. Really need Automobilista to kind of like really grab on hold of the multiplayer aspect, because I tell you what, if they nail that, it's a force to be reckoned with, but it's just not quite there yet. So he goes, the first step in that journey is nothing less than the introduction of the mecca of endurance racing to AMS2, as announced in the June dev update earlier this year. The license for the 24-hour Du Mans circuit has been secured, and the goal is to deliver the modern version of the track before the end of the year. Part of the track team has been dedicating themselves to the project ever since, modelling the main mesh with the aid of detailed laser scan data. The rest of the team has joined them after wrapping the historical track pack part 2 last month, and in the weeks they've made a grueling push to complete it in time for the holidays, Christmas time right now. We are thrilled to confirm that they've succeeded with flying colours, and the plan is to release the track as dedicated DLC at some point in the final week of 2023, so it's coming soon, okay? The DLC featuring the modern 24-hour track, they reckon it's going to sell for about $9.99 or €8.99. So it's beyond the Ultimate Endurance Racetrack, an initial batch of Ultimate Endurance race cars, as together with Le Mans, we will be also releasing the Endurance Pack 1, featuring 4 new GT3 Gen 2 cars, along with 3 LMDH hypercars. And have a look at that. That looks absolutely cool as heck. Let's move on. It says that 2 of the new GT3 Gen 2s are, as per their names, evolutions of the existing Gen 1 models. You've got the Mercedes AMG Evo and the McLaren 720S Evo. Joining them are also the BMW M4 GT3 and the Porsche 992 GT3R. Again, here's some eye candy for you guys to look at. Then goes on to say, the LMDH hypercars in turn represent the new leading endurance prototype class, which made its debut in this year's race to immense success with exciting cars and a competitive field full of new contenders. Endurance Pack Part 1 features 3 of these contenders: Porsche 963, the Cadillac V-Series R, and the BMW M Hybrid V8, which didn't race in this year's Le Mans, but did make its debut across the pond racing in the 2023 IMSA Championship. Again, they detail some pricing here, and they said it's estimated to sell between, well, around $9.99 or €8.99. And here's another picture. Again, what I'll do is I'll put some links down in the description below if you want to kind of peruse these at your leisure. It says both the track and the car pack is just the beginning, and a second endurance pack has already been assembled for 2024. That's cool. Adding more cars to both classes, but also new contenders to GTE, LMP2, and LMP3 classes. It says they can't confirm which and how many there will be, but it's fair to expect them to have a more Latin flavour to them. It says further down the road we will travel back in time several historical versions of Le Mans, along with the cars that made history in them, but those are topics for 2024, so that's more to come. Again, Automobilista 2 really is a sim that keeps on giving. I know some people don't like it, it's got its issues, but this was one of the first sims that kind of really got me into sim racing, and it's just, we've just come off a 6-hour stream, and it is just a smorgasbord of awesomeness. You can do whatever you want in it and have a great time. Moving on, graphical updates, shader updates. So it says we have an initial batch of shader updates coming with version 1.5.5. Bringing some nice visual enhancements to no significant performance cost. That's great. Continuing what we started in the previous update, Sparks have received further adjustments to the visuals and dynamics, looking much more accurate now. Again, there's some, I won't play that video because I don't want to cheat them out of any views, but I'll put those links down below. says we've also have some initial developments to how rain interacts with the car models, in particular the way rain droplets hit, stream, and get wiped off the windshield. More to come. Again, I just did a race around Daytona. We were racing some GT5s in the Ginetta. Really, really cool. I love the rain effects in Automobilista 2. It's a great time. More eye candy, car number panels. They're getting some LEDs. Going to look really cool. Counterparts racing in the WC and the IMSA, so they can be seen at night. That's really cool. And inside the car, we have fixed the emissive shader for LCD and LED screens, correcting them being too bright at night and too dim during the day. Again, it says there's more to come with those specific shaders as well as other visual details they're aiming to improve over the course of 2024, so it's going to look even better. It goes, thanks to the resources of the MANS engine and the skills of our 3D and 2D artists, AMS2 has always been beautiful, but as can be seen in the images illustrating this article, we're not resting on those laurels and we'll continue to keep pushing. And having a little look, one of the things, like, as you race it, now, I'm a big iRacing fan, I'll make no secret of that, but it doesn't look the prettiest, and when you jump on AMS2, you're kind of sat there and it goes, you know what? This looks really cool, and it's I think that adds to the whole immersion factor. Further version 1.5.5 features and improvements. It goes, with fresh new endurance content comes the need for the game to offer better endurance features, and version 1.5.5 introduces some valuable initial steps here. AI front, besides improving what type of driving mistakes the AI is subject to, as well as how they may occur and further calibration refinements, including pit strategy stuff, we have added official support for AI driver swaps in pit stops. That's cool. Upon pitting and choosing to swap places with an undefined AI driver, the car will be under AI control for the stint until the next stop, assuming the player decides to take over them. This feature has obviously sneaked in the last update, but the AI performance wasn't scaled appropriately to the AI strength the player was running at, which has now been rectified, so more AI improvements. As most new features in Automobilista 2, this one will get expanded in the future. Users will get to choose which AI drivers from existing pool get to be their teammates, what sessions and stints each of them will run, as well as who gets to start and finish the race. That's cool. So you can do a team race with the artificial intelligence if you so wish. I probably won't do that myself, but it's there if you so wish to do so. They go on to say, furthermore, AI drivers will now flash their headlights at slower traffic ahead as they come up to lap them. That's cool, as typical endurance races. And one common complaint we got from users regarding the lack of performance options for nighttime racing, we have addressed this shortcoming by adding the option for users to configure the maximum number of visible vehicles as upon investigation that proves to be the main performance draw during the night, as each car model will be hit with various light sources from track as well as opponent headlight sets. If you've got a lesser system, you can adjust things as to your specification. We also have a number of audio improvements. That's great, amongst which new user options to adjust the level of overall audio reverb and wall reflections. Again, I think there is still some work to do with the audio with Automobilista 2, particularly the dirt rally stuff. I think there's some work to be done there. Another cool new feature in the addition of working flag LED panels to higher grade tracks that feature them in real life. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Initially, only green and full course yellow flags will be activated in the panel, but that will evolve in future updates. That's cool. All right. Last but not least, version 1.5.5 will bring a batch of new single-player championships fully set up with appropriate rule presets, including regional and international endurance challenges. Multi-class point systems are now supported for both the built-in and custom championships created by the player, with a range of new point systems to pick from. Again, here we go. We're into the final stretch. This is the last bit. Automobilista 2 in 2024. What's coming? 2023 has proved to be another very strong year for Automobilista 2, and it's heartwarming for us to see so many of our users enjoying the game more than ever before. Rest assured, there are no plans to slow down in 2024, although users should expect game updates to generally grow more spaced out, with new updates taking up to 2 to 3 months as new developments become more complex and the user base continues to expand. There's a bigger focus in keeping the public game stable as even more important than developments are not introduced until reaching a high level of maturity and stability, demanding longer development timeframes. It's a very long sentence, whoever did the editing there. Such developments include a built-in content management system, a substantial UI and HUD overhaul, heads-up display, a more powerful dedicated server multiplayer tool. Thank you for listening. It's about time. And a groundbreaking career mode, although this most likely will only see public release in 2025. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's keep drip feeding, but at least we know it's going to keep developing. Would have been nice to see it in the next 12 months. We also have a long list of new tracks and cars lined up to boost already what is an impressive roster in 2024, with negotiations for some further premium licenses already well underway. Some of these will introduce further exciting classes from past and present, along with fresh motorsport disciplines to make AMS2 even more diverse than it already is. For the most part, however, new content in 2024 will be focused in further populating existing classes with more contenders, as well as increasing the choice of suitable tracks for these classes to race on. Le Mans, and the new hypercars mark a strong initial stab at modern endurance racing. That's going to be cool. I'm pumped about that. And with the tracks already in the sim, the European and Brazilian endurance racing scenes are instantly very well represented in the game as we wrap up the update for 2023. Because it's not going to go amiss for hardcore endurance fans, however, that other prominent manufacturers are still missing from the game, and that a couple of very traditional racetracks in the USA are still needed to make AMS2 truly complete for endurance races. We do have some red hot news they may look forward to early on in the next year, which should further highlight how exciting 2024 promises to be for Automobilista 2 and endurance fans. Okay, they're going to share that with us in a development update 2024, whenever that may be. Says, in the meantime, as the curtain begins to come down in another year, I'd like to once again thank all our users in the name of the whole Reiza team for their ongoing support, without which none of this would be possible. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very best time throughout your holidays, maybe filled with exciting sim racing. And there we have it. Right, so that's a nice little gift from Reiza just before we wrap up 2023, and hopefully before work kicks off in the new year for me, I'll get a chance to tuck into some of that, and we'll do it on some streams. Hopefully we can get the community involved. If you found value in this content, please drop a like, please consider subscribing. If you like Automobilista 2, let me know how much down in the comments below. If you don't, let me know as well. And I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Very Merry Christmas from me, the Trauma Team Racing. My name's Dr. Scott. Take it easy. Good night, guys. God bless.